Good morning. Friday again. Still again. Maybe it's just this time of day. Maybe I'm starting to learn a little bit about meteorology. I think I said that right. Today we are going to do a practice that's a little bit different. And this is one where we're not going to bear weight on the hands. Now that's an important part of our practice to include it for a lot of reasons. Bone strength. We tend to lose bone mass as we get older, and weight-bearing exercises help to build bone. And so we have the ability to bear weight in our yoga practice, but let's give our wrists a little rest today. So in addition to giving the wrists a rest, try to say that a few times, it causes us to be a little more creative, perhaps, in our yoga flow. So let's hope I don't forget. There may be times that you find you need to touch the ground for balance, but let's go slow enough that we can be mindful and creative as we work through our flow together this Friday morning. We're going to start in an upright seat. I'll meet you on the mat. So starting in Sukhasana, and right away I used my hands to come down, but I'm going to show you how not to do that through our flow. You will find that by not using the hands so much today, we're engaging other muscles to take over that workload, so the core and the legs. We're finding ways to get up and down off the mat without using our hands. A skill that we need to retain as we get older. It can be a predictor of longevity. I've read several articles about it. The ability to get up off of the floor without using your hands is a very good sign as you're getting older. The ability to get up off the floor, period, as you're getting older, it's a very good sign, right? Let's come to a comfortable upright seat, and we're going to start with the breath. Let's start with the palms up and just a nice relaxed place for the wrists and the hands. We'll line shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders. And eyes can be opened or closed. See if you can lengthen both the inhale and the exhale. 2 times, maybe 3 times the length of your natural breath. Be mindful to breathe diaphragmatically, allowing the belly to expand and contract with the inhale and exhale. We'll keep breathing in this way, but without looking into the palms of the hands. See if you can bring a sense of awareness to that hollow in the palms. Perhaps there's a sense of warmth. Just explore. We'll take 3 more breaths here in our pranayama practice. And if the eyes are closed, open them. Keep your hands here if it's comfortable. Let's move in the cervical spine, in the neck. Turn and look over the right shoulder and then over the left. Slowly, maybe you're starting to hear some pops and cracks. I do in my neck all the time. Doesn't hurt. Just means I need to move. So when you wake up with a stiff neck, these range of motion exercises in the cervical spine can be very helpful. Let's go 1 more each way. And then bring the head back to neutral. As you exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Now keep the shoulders wide, maybe even widen them a bit more by bringing the shoulder blades a little closer to the spine. Now lift the gaze, kind of lead with your nose. And once you get up here, see if you can bring your bottom teeth in front of your top, so you jut your jaw forward. Feel that add to the stretch in the front of the neck. And then exhale down. Inhale up, add that underbite. And exhale down. Let's do one more each way. And back to neutral. Now we have one more direction. So I want you to take your hands behind you now and grab opposite elbows. And drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Lift, drop left ear to left shoulder. Lift. Two more each side. Last set. Now bring the hands back to the knees. Palms can be up again. Let's give the wrists a break today. Through the entire spine, extension and flexion. Let's start with cat. Round the back on an exhale. On an inhale, come through neutral, look up, maybe you add that underbite again. And then rounding on an exhale. Inhale forward and up into extension, the back bend. One more each way. Here's one. I'm back to neutral. Let's switch the cross of the legs if you're in Sukhasana with me. Pause here just to feel and notice. Now we'll twist. Inhale your arms up. And then gently, as you twist to look over the right shoulder, just float the hands down. Wherever they land, they land. We're not going to use the hands to enhance the twist today. Sit tall. As you inhale, find length, and as you exhale, see if you can use the muscles of the torso and the head and the neck to bring a little more twist. Unwind, inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. The arms just float down. Inhale for a long spine. Exhale. See if you can use the abdominal muscles, muscles of the ribs, the shoulders, and the head and neck to bring you into a little deeper twist. Hands are just hanging out. Let's flow with the breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, face forward, bring your arms above you, bring the hands together. And even though we're not using the wrists to bear weight, let's give the wrists a little attention, doing some range of motion through the wrists, a little figure eight here. Move your fingers around, so you're going to squeeze the hand and straighten the fingers. Try to go the other direction. And then come to stillness. We're going to go back and forth with the wrists and side to side with the wrists. Now flip the palms inside out. Release that. Take the back of the right hand and we're going to press the back of the right hand. So we're bending the fingers downward, bending the wrists downward. Take the other side. And a shake of those hands. Shake, 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 shake. Now feel the palms again. Maybe a little tingly. That's your life force energy. We're opening up the nadis, those rivers that carry the energy through our body, the prana. Now bring the soles of your feet together. We'll come into Badakonasana. just let the hands rest on the ankles. Sitting nice and tall. Maybe this is where you stay, or maybe you fold forward. As you fold forward, flip the palms so they face up. The arms are just resting. We'll hold this for a few breaths. Maybe you feel a little release and an invitation to go a little deeper. And let the head hang. So we're kind of rounding through the spine here. Again, maybe bring awareness to the energy in the palms of the hands. Big breath up and down the spine. And on your next inhale, rise back up. Bring the knees together. Coming into boat pose, I think I'm going to turn. So boat pose, the toes are just touching the mat for balance. Bring your hands to the outside of your knees. Then maybe you lift the shins. Work the core. And lower a little bit more. And breathe. Shaking is good. And lower a little bit more. And breathe. And then lower all the way down. Reach long through the whole body. Good morning, stretch. And draw the knees in. And just rest the hands up there on the shins. Do some circling through the hips. Go one direction and then the other. And bring your arms down to the sides, palms up. We'll take one knee in at a time. Exhale. And then inhale, leg back down to the mat. Exhale, second side. And inhale. One more time each way. Exhale. Exhale again. I forgot to tell you the inhale, but I bet you did it anyhow. And pause to notice. Now bend your knees. We're going to do a few bridge poses, but the hands aren't going to help us. Hands are out here. They're just chilling. They got the day off. Tuck your shoulder blades. Walk your feet up towards your sit bones. Knees are hip distance apart. As you inhale, lift the hips. And exhale, start to lower and go about halfway down. We're going to do 10 of these. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, about halfway down. That was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then come back down. Draw the knees in again. Just use the legs. Maybe circle the knees. Just use the legs. Go the other way. And now let's rock up to a seated position. You can use the hands just on your knees just for a place for the hands to be, but maybe you cross the hands over the heart and see if by crossing your ankles you can rock up to a seated position. I'm going to turn again. I'm going to try not to use my hands. Now swing your legs out to the side. I'm swinging out to the right and coming to my knees. I'm going to walk back on my mat a little bit. I'm going to bring my right foot forward, still not using my hands. Now inhale the arms overhead. Maybe we'll take a nice back bend in our kneeling lunge. Now bring hands to heart. I'm going to tuck the toes of the left foot. I'm folding forward, and then I'm reaching through the heel to lift that back knee. I'm going to step up to a standing position. How about that? We came to stand without using the hands. Inhale the arms up. Exhale. Let's fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen, so halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, the hands home to the heart. Now I want you to fold forward again, bend the knees a little bit, and we're going to step back with the left foot. Coming into the lunge, and then drop the knee. Now we're back into a kneeling lunge. Come back onto the knees. Step forward with the left foot. Let's lift the prayer. Add a little back bend here. Exhale, hands to heart. Fold forward here. Tuck the toes of the right foot. Push through the right heel. Straighten the leg, then step it forward. Keep the knees bent to lap this time. Let's just rest the hands on the elbows, kind of hook the thumbs. And we'll sway a little side to side. Now drop those hands. Just let them hang. Let the arms hang. Let the head hang. Bend the knees a lot as you roll up one vertebrae at a time. Once you arrive, inhale, swing the hands up. And exhale, the hands home to the heart. Now bring the big toes to touch. You can keep the heels apart just a bit, Samastitihi. So instead of Tadasana, we're in Samastitihi. This is the place we put our feet to come into Utkatasana, chair pose. So fingertips reach down towards the ankles as you bend the knees. Now swing your arms up by your ears. Look down at your toes, you should be able to see them. Maybe you can lower your hips a little further without the knees going beyond the toes. Bring the hands to heart. Let's just rest the wrists. Keep peeking at the toes. Now fold forward here. As you do, just gently loop your thumbs together. As you inhale, swoop those hands up. As you stand, maybe a little back bend. As you exhale, bring the hands behind you. Grab opposite elbows. Inhale, lift the heart again. Exhale, fold forward. And then drop those hands down to the mat. Keep the knees bent as you roll up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale the arms up. And exhale the hands home to the heart. Let's come into chair again. So dropping the hips. Bring hands to heart. Step back with the right foot from here. We'll come into a lunge, a high lunge. Make sure your feet are on railroad tracks. Bend your right knee and then take the hands to the hips. We're going to feel the pelvis as we neutralize the pelvis so the tailbone drops down towards the mat. Then reach through your right heel. Bring your hands to heart and then reach forward. That right hand's going to stay forward and we're going to bring the left hand back, twisting towards the left knee. Drop the shoulders out of the ears and breathe. Left hand will complete the circle now, dropping down towards the mat as you swing it forward. Bring your hands to heart. Right foot, let's hop forward a bit, like 6 inches or so, and then drop the heel in. So you're more in a warrior one, foot in the back, sole of the foot's on the mat. We're going to straighten the front knee. Swing your arms above you. Exhale the hands behind you. Grab opposite elbows, just a place for the hands to rest. Stay open in the chest. Fold at the hip until the heart's parallel to the earth. So we'll use our core and the muscles of the legs to keep us up in this position. We're not using the hands for balance or for weight support. Breathe. Pyramid pose. Fold a little deeper if you like. And breathe. On your next inhale, rise back up. Unwind the hands. Hands to heart. We're going to step it forward to Samasthiti. So toes touch. Heels are separate. Arms by the sides. Sink the hips. Now bring hands to heart. Look at the toes. Maybe you can come down a little deeper. My feet are not even. It's amazing. Sometimes you think your body parts are in some place and you look down. Mine usually aren't way off, but sometimes you look down, it's like, holy cow, it's not where I thought that foot was. Now we're going to step back with the left foot. Come on to the ball of the foot, coming up into our high lunge. Bend that back knee, hands to the hips, tailbone, scoop it underneath you. Bring hands to heart. Extend the arms out, keep the left arm out, and bring that right arm behind you, twisting towards the right knee. Drop your shoulders out of your ears. Breathe. Complete the circle, the right arm comes down towards the mat as you bring it forward. Hands come back to heart. Left foot, hop it forward a bit. Drop the heel inward. Warrior one legs, then straighten the right knee. Bring those hands behind you again. You can even do the bind with the hands. So instead of grabbing opposite elbows, you can just wrap the fingers around the waist and kind of rest your hands there. Fold forward here. Heart is parallel to the floor. Pull the feet away from each other without letting them move. Feel the hips. Those big leg muscles support the back, supporting the weight of the torso. And then maybe you fold forward a little bit more or a lot more. Pyramid pose. Pull the feet strongly away from each other as you rise up. Bring the hands to heart. We're going to step it forward again to Samasthiti, big toes touch. Drop the fingers. Come into chair pose, Utkatasana. Let's fold forward again. We'll take a little flow in chair. Loop the fingers, reach up. And then bring the hands behind you. Maybe you grab opposite elbows or take the bind with the fingers. I think you can see if you look at the side camera. Take a back bend here. Fold forward with the arms behind you. And then release those hands down to the mat, like elephant trunks. They're just hanging. And let's roll up one vertebrae at a time. Swing your arms overhead. Bring the hands to heart and let's come back to chair. Sink the hips down. Now we're going to step back with the right foot, coming into warrior two. So externally rotate that back foot and a nice wide stance here. Check your feet out. Little toe of the back leg should be parallel to the short edge of the mat. Heel to heel alignment, heel to arch alignment, hands to hips. Bend into the front knee. Inhale the arms out. Let's turn the palms up. Take the gaze to the left palm. And breathe. Now swing the right hand behind you. Nice peaceful warrior. And back to warrior two with the palms up. Now straighten the left knee. Take your hands to your hips. And maybe you step forward just a wee bit with that back leg. We're going to come into triangle, Trikonasana. We'll reach and fold. And again, the hand's not there to bear weight. Just let the hand land where it wants to. Maybe even keeping the palm, the back of the hand against the inside of the shin. Take the right hand behind you, maybe take that half bind, pulling the feet away from each other. Keep the spine neutral. Maybe you find a little more space to dip down a little lower in your triangle. Now pull the feet strongly away from each other as you rise up. Bend into that front knee. Take your hands to your hips. Step forward. Big toes touch. Samastitihi. Let's swing our arms up. Bringing hands home to the heart. Sinking down into chair. Loop your thumbs. As you fall forward, swoop those hands up. Maybe a back bend. Bring the hands behind you, opposite elbows, or let the fingers wrap. Fold forward here. Drop the arms. Just let them hang like a rag doll. Knees are bent. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart, sinking into chair. Let's step back with the left foot, warrior two. So adjust when you get back here. Turn the palms up again. Just let the wrists hang. And gazing at the right palm, see if you can invite your mind to explore the sensation in the left palm. So without looking at it, what are you feeling back there? We'll take a peaceful warrior and breathe. Come back to that nice gentle warrior two. Hands to hips, straighten the front knee. Hop forward a bit with that back foot. Getting ready for triangle. Arms out. We're reaching with the right arm. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And then when you can't reach anymore, you start to fold at the hips. Take the back of the right hand to the inside of the right shin. Now try to stack the shoulders. Maybe you take that left hand behind you, take that half bind and open. Triangle. And take the gaze down to the foot, the right foot for stability, rise up. Hands to hips, bend into the right knee, step forward. Samastitihi. Hands to heart, loop the thumbs. Let's swoop down. Rise up in a back bend. Hands behind you. Another back bend. Fold forward. Drop those arms and let them hang. Round up one vertebrae at a time. And hands to heart. Softness in the knees. We'll come into eagle. You can bring your hands to your hips. Shift the weight to the left leg. And then cross the right leg on top of the left. Start that seal clear up at the top of the thighs and bring it all the way down. Sealing at the knees. As much like you're trying to glue your legs together by touching the surfaces. If you can take the double bind by wrapping your toes around your ankle, you can do that. Or keep the toes, I'm almost there, I'm not quite. Keep the toes on the mat or even lift the toes. Now pause here. We're giving the wrists and the arms a break today, but if you want to take a gentle eagle, cross the, let's see, the left arm on top of the right. And just bring the backs of the hands together, even just a gentle hug. Whatever shape you're in, maybe you sink a little deeper in this. So it's like the chair pose in the way that we descend. We just have our legs all twisty. And then on an inhale, gently open everything. Come back to Samastitihi. Bring the hands to heart. Let's take another swoopy chair. Go down and up. Neutral as you bring your hands behind you somewhere. Another back bend here. Fold forward. Drop those arms. Just let them hang. Round up one vertebrae at a time. And we'll take eagle on the other leg. So balance on the right. We're going to cross the left. Really seal. And then see if you can take your double bind. I think I got it on this side. And the arms. So the leg that's on top means that that arm is on the bottom. You can take your hug or your gentle eagle hands. Maybe you sink a little lower. And then gently unwind and come back to Samastitihi. Hands to heart center. Let's do our little swoopy chair one more time. Another back bend. Fold at the hips. As you fold, those arms just fall down because we really weren't hanging on to anything. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale your arms up. And exhale the hands home to the heart. So you have options in getting down to the mat. If you'd like to join me in Malasana, in a squat, a yogi squat, go right ahead. And if you can't do that, while we're doing a little bit of work in Malasana, you can just come to a high squat. If you're coming down to the ground with me, and I like to kind of work my feet as I come down. And try to not support yourself with your hands, first of all. And wiggle around here until you can get your feet flat if possible. If you can't, it's usually best to put something under your heels. I didn't get a blanket out today though. I'm just going to let my arms hang. And breathe. Now if you're down here with me, see if you can bring your toes together, just like we did for our chair. My mat wants to bunch up under me. I may have to cheat and use my hands to straighten that mat out. So once you get here on the balls of the feet, see if you can bring the heels towards the earth. And then maybe bring the forearms down. And maybe even thread those arms back. Let your head hang. Rise up. If you're in this squat with me, just sit back. If you're in a high squat, you can come down to the kind of the reverse lunge, stepping back with one leg, coming down to the knee, and then coming onto the knees. Find your way to Sukhasana with me. Pause here for a moment. Hopefully you didn't have to use your wrists. I had to cheat because my mat was starting to bunch up. I have 2 mats here. Feel the wrists. Say thank you, thank you, thank you. You gave us the day off. I feel the feet and ankles now going, oh my goodness. Just had to work hard. And breathe. So let's do some work in a seated position. I want you to keep the right heel in, so keep the right knee bent. You can help it out. Extend the left. I've got it wrong. So right heel in, left leg out long. Just take your left forearm and lay it palm up, left shin. And that right arm comes up and over. You can even just let it flop and hang. Try to keep your shoulders square though. And let's play with taking a half bind here. So reach behind. I kind of like that. That keeps the shoulders open, keeps the heart open. Let your head hang. And then inhale, rising up. Let's switch legs. Now right forearm comes down near to the right shin. We can bring that arm up and let it flop, or take that half bind. Just a place to rest the wrist, the hand, and then rise up again. Now bring your right leg forward. Sole of the left foot along the inside of the right thigh, or you can tuck it. Sitting up nice and tall on the sit bones. Let's reach up with the arms, and then just like we're throwing something out over our foot. Let the wrists, the palms can be up, wrists cross. Come into this nice forward fold here. And inhale, rising up. Let's bend or bring the sole of the left foot to the mat. You can gently take your hands to your left knee. Take a little twist here. So we're just going to come to our I Dream of Genie arms. So hands are roughly where your elbows are. Take a nice twist over the left shoulder. Sit tall. And then facing forward, lift the right leg, take it a little past the midline, take the left foot across, take your I Dream of Genie arms again. Maybe this is where you stay, or maybe you bring this into a twist. Again, the arms aren't doing much here. We're giving the arms the day off, but we still have to maintain the integrity of the spine. And then unwind everything, shake the legs out. Come up on the sit bones, bend the knees a bit if you need to. Throw those hands out there. Just drape. Maybe you can drape your wrists over your toes. I wouldn't be able to do that unless I bent my knees. Maybe you can. And inhale, rise up. We'll take the second side. So now the right knee bends. I like to tuck the foot under the left thigh. You can always keep the sole of the foot along the inside of the thigh. We're going to reach again and fold forward. Cross the wrists, palms up. And then inhaling, rising up. Bring the sole of the foot to the mat. We'll take our I Dream of Genie arms. Just a place to rest those arms. And twist. Sit up high on the sit bones. Reach through the crown of the head and then push your shoulders down. Breathe. Unwind. Take the left leg past the midline. Cross the right foot over. Maybe you just sit here. Or maybe you take your I Dream of Genie arms again and take a twist. Hands are just hanging here. Unwind. Bring the soles of both feet together. So towards the beginning of our class today, we did a nice relaxing Badakonasana. Let's take that again. Blocks under your knees can be helpful if you're really tight in this. And if you're really tight in this, just sitting up here can be nice. But if you have some space, start to fold forward. And as you fold forward, maybe the forearms can come out here, palms up, let your head hang. Maybe you get an invitation to go a little deeper. And breathe. And then inhale, rise up. I'm going to turn again and try to scoot over here without using my wrists. Okay, so we're going to kind of reverse our rising up to seating by going back the same way. Hook your ankles together, and then we're just going to roll back. And bring the feet to the mat. Extend your arms out to your sides, palms up. Keep the feet in line with the hips, and let's come to a number 4 stretch with the right ankle past the left thigh. And just use your legs, your hip flexors, to draw the thighs closer. You're going to extend the left leg up and some circles through the ankle. Now bend the left knee, and as you bring the left foot to the mat, bring it over to the left edge of the mat. Now we're going to drop the knees to the right and take the gaze to the left. As you inhale, draw everything back to center, undo the legs. We'll take the second side, left ankle past the right thigh. Lift the thighs. Maybe you reach through the right. Do some circles through the ankle. Now bend the right knee and bring the foot to the right edge of the mat. Now drop your knees to the left and take your gaze to the right. Inhale back to center. Do any last minute movements you might need here. I think it always feels good to tuck the shoulders under the shoulder blades. And place your hands someplace where they feel very cared for, very relaxed. I'm going to come to constructive rest with my knees together. And as you come back to the breath, noticing the breath in its natural state. Shift your awareness to the palms of your hands. Remember, there are chakras, energy centers in the palms of our hands. Can you feel any sign of energy in that place? Maybe warmth, maybe tingling. And as you find the very center of each palm, imagine that you're beginning to see a pinpoint of light in each palm. And with your breath, that light becomes brighter and brighter. And now there are rays of light extending out from that bright, brilliant pinpoint of light, extending out in all directions. Every inhale and exhale intensifies the light and expands those rays of light out into infinity, just goes on and on and on. And perhaps the mind can expand awareness and see that there are other rays of light intersecting with your own. And that's all the rest of us. And together we're knitting a net of light, of healing light. Rest here for a moment of stillness, maybe exploring in your mind's eye the wonder of that net. And the awareness that you are very much a part of it. On the next few breaths, shift your awareness to the movement of the belly with the inhale and exhale. And take your thumb and just brush across the tip of each finger. And start to move the fingers, circle the wrists, add some movement to the whole body if it feels good to stretch, stretch. And then let's rock back up so we don't use our wrists. Back to where we started. So I think I pretty much did it. I had to cheat once, maybe once when I came down at the beginning, and once when I had to adjust coming into a squat. Don't the wrists feel nice? I gave them a break today. They do lots of work all day long for us. Let's inhale, reach up, gather with those hands. Exhale, draw the hands home to the heart. May you have peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful world. Namaste. See you Monday, 7 a.m. right here. More yoga. Have a great weekend. Let's see if I can get up without using my hands. Look at that. Bye-bye. Didn't use my hands.